So at least you should remember this expression. What is dou phi by dou t? 1 by 2 omega c into 1 minus a square by r square. You remember this one. And you know this expression, how to equate the kinetic energy and potential energy. Since the velocity in the z direction, if you take, it is what? A magnetic field is applied, and from that you are getting the output. So the velocity is low, is in the r and phi direction. So I'm taking these two things. So from the cylindrical coordinate system, we can write dou r by dou t whole square, r into dou phi by dou t whole square. So now what is the expression of dou phi by dou t? We got this one. We'll try to substitute. So 2e v naught. So this is not velocity, applied potential, by b square into what is dou phi by dou t? Half omega c 1 minus a square by r square whole square. So when you substitute this expression, v naught by m, when you square all the things, 1 by 4 omega c square, uh, 1 by 4, or else instead of omega c also we will substitute, what I'll write here is b square into 1 by 2. What is omega square? Initially we wrote omega square is equal to, instead of which one we wrote omega square is equal to e by m into bz. So this one you have to remember. So now instead of omega c, I'll write e by m into bz into 1 minus a square by r square whole square. So this can be written as e v naught by m b square into 1 by 4 e square by m square bz square into 1 minus a square by b square whole square. Okay, now we have to calculate b, because why we are doing this one? We are calculating to find out what is the Hull cutoff magnetic field. So Hull cutoff magnetic field, magnetic field Hull cutoff magnetic field, BOC is equal to, we can write, I need BZ. So this can be written as sometimes BOC. So what is BOC? B I required. BOC by simplifying M substitute E, you can, this one. And after doing all the simplification, you are going to get, what is the thing you are going to get? Here you are going to get B, 8, 1m will come, E will go down, V naught is there. So remaining expression we can write like this. So what is the expression? 8m by E V naught, mm, under root it will come, because I need a bz, by b into, because these are squares are there, 1 minus a square by b square. This is the expression of Hull cutoff. Hull cutoff. So when the applied magnetic field is greater than the Hull cutoff voltage, what happens? The electrons which is started from cathode again comes back to the cathode, so the current becomes zero. So you have to avoid this condition. So we should apply the magnetic field less than this BOC, then only we can expect the output in the cavity. Okay, so what is the condition? When B is greater than B naught, so the electron will never go to anode, it will again come to cathode and the current becomes zero. And similarly, I need Hull cutoff voltage. Voltage means I want to calculate the same. From the same expression, I want to calculate VOC. So what is VOC can be written as, or VO can be written as, VOC can be written as E by 8m B square and small b square into 1 minus a square by b square whole square. So this is the Hull cutoff voltage when the voltage is less than VOC. when the applied voltage between the cavity terminals, I've told you filament, we are going to apply their DC, high DC voltage. So this is the minimum voltage you should maintain. If it is less than VOC, again the electron will reach to the cathode itself. So the current becomes zero. Whenever there is no current, you cannot expect any output. This is the condition, is this should be greater than. If it is greater than zero, current becomes zero. If it is less than VOC, the current becomes zero. Always we should apply more than this voltage in order to get what? A very good output. Okay, so this condition is very important condition. These are called Hull cutoff voltage and Hull cutoff current. So those are unable to do the first part. At least you try to learn from this. You learn this expression. What is dou phi by dou t? Actually, you have to learn, but at least you please learn from this. Dou phi by dou t is equal to 1/2 omega c, this one. So equate the this equation, you know. Since the velocity is in, we are taking the cylindrical coordinate system because all the cavities are cylinders. So VR, V5 we have to take. So dou r by dou t, this one 0 and this one. So at R is equal to B, dou R by dou T is equal to 0. So B is equal to V now. You substitute in equate these things, just simply substitute, nothing is there. You are going to get B and you are going to get V. So these are the two. One is Hull cutoff magnetic field, another one is Hull cutoff voltage. These are the two important things. So we have almost come to an end. Uh, what is Hull cutoff voltage means? Hull cutoff, below that voltage, the cathode never go to the anode. So the electron never go to the anode. Again, the electron comes to the cathode itself and the current becomes zero. That voltage is called Hull cutoff voltage. So we should apply the voltage greater than Hull cutoff voltage. Okay. So these are the two important points. As I'm mentioning, always there are various modes of operations are possible in magnetron, but pi mode is preferred since it gives the maximum output. After discussing this point, we have to discuss one more thing. What is frequency pulling and what is frequency pushing? So the other two conditions are important. Sometimes they'll ask, explain the operation of magnetron and also explain about frequency pulling and frequency pushing. So what is frequency pulling and what is frequency pushing? So the actually, as I mentioned, this is a fixed frequency oscillator. So variation in the frequency of the magnetron frequency can be changed, because if you take an oscillator, it gives particular frequency of oscillation. Suppose you have designed a 6 kilohertz oscillator, means it gives 6 kilohertz. But what is the frequency pulling and frequency pushing is, the frequency of oscillation we can vary by varying some parameter. So the frequency pushing and frequency pulling, there are two terms are there. One is frequency pushing, another one is frequency pulling. What is it means? A variation of the frequency of the magnetron due to the change in the anode voltage. Pushing. So variation of the frequency due to what? Change in anode voltage. Just now we have seen Hull cutoff voltage. In that, by varying the Hull magnetic field also you have seen. Hull magnetic field, the expression of B is dependent on applied anode voltage. When you change the applied anode voltage, Hull cutoff thing varies. And Hull cutoff magnetic field varies means definitely there is a change in the frequency. So the variation of the frequency due to the applied anode voltage is called the change in the what happens if you are changing the anode voltage, frequency of oscillation changes. The change in the oscillator frequency produced by the change in the anode voltage, and more current varies, then it is called frequency pushing. If the change in the frequency of the magnetron due to the change in the anode voltage, then it is called frequency pushing. So what we have to do is, in order to avoid this change in uh, uh, frequency of operation, always we should use a stable anode voltage in order to avoid frequency pushing. What is frequency pushing? Changing in the frequency of the oscillations by the variation of anode voltage is called frequency pushing. Here the load is kept fixed. We cannot change the load. By keeping the load fixed, if the anode voltage is changing, if the frequency of oscillation is changing, then it is called frequency pushing. What is frequency pulling? It is the variation of the frequency of the magnetron due to the changes in the load impedance. That means if you are changing, you are taking the output from one of the cathode by using some load, by connecting some load. If you are changing that load impedance, if the frequency of oscillation is changing, then it is called frequency pulling. Okay, so this is called what? Frequency pulling. So we have to see that one. So always you remember this one, what is frequency pulling and frequency pushing is very, very important. So how we are applying here, only two conditions are varying the frequency. One is either load impedance or by using anode voltage. Actually, it depends upon the magnetic field applied also. Whenever you are changing the magnetic field, definitely everything will go so. So careful about application of the anode voltage, load, and the application of the magnetic field. Okay, so these are the two important conditions. So what is frequency pulling and what is frequency pushing? So this is about, I told you I'll show that what is strapping. In the next class I'll show what is generally pi mode. Means between the cavities the phase difference should be 180 degrees. So always you should operate the magnetron in the pi mode. So sometimes due to some reasons it may jump into other modes, so it may create the problem. So to avoid that one, strapping is a technique used to avoid the mode jumping in magnetron. So what is strapping means? Just we'll connect a conducting wire. A conducting wire is shorted at alternate segments of the anode. How we have to short that one, I'll show. So that is the strapping technique generally used to avoid the mode jumping. This is about the magnetron. So Hull cutoff voltage and Hull cutoff magnetic field. So how the operation of the magnetron takes place, what is the working principle, how to construct the magnetron. It is used as oscillator. Magnetron is used as high power oscillator. So these are the things, applications also very, very important. So these are the specifications, application up to 12 gigahertz range you can use. Peak power is very high. It is the efficiency is 40 to 70%, whereas the reflex klystron oscillator, if you take the efficiency is only 22.7%. That is the ideal one. It is less than that, but here you are going to get more efficient output. That is the reason generally magnetrons are preferred compared to reflex klystrons. Okay, we will see the rest of the things. We have completed unit 4. So afternoon session, what I want to do is just I want to give the revision of this one, and we'll see, because in unit 5 there are two things. One is measurements, another one is various diodes. We will see what is there in measurements. The basic microwave test bench setup we'll see. And I'll just give the brief review of what we discussed in unit 4. Okay. Uh, but anyhow, in the PDF, if you want, because the problems are based on the derivations, so whatever the expressions we are getting, based on that only the problems will be given. So after learning the derivation, what is that parameter? Is it voltage? Suppose sometimes you'll see V is sometimes it is capital V is nothing but voltage. Small v naught is nothing but velocity. So you should understand what is that term. If you know that term, directly you can say, you can substitute in that formula to calculate various parameters. Okay, and still anybody having any doubts, we will discuss in 3 to 4 class. We will meet again in 3 to 4 class. Thank you very much, all of you. We will meet again. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.